All right, what's going on, everybody? It's Andrew Mayer here, back with another video. And today we're going to be going over a database that I have created based on the ER diagramming and planning for this web application that determines somebody's risk for death from the coronavirus. So this is a physical diagram that we took a look at last week. And what we did this week is transform this into a working database that we can use SQL commands to be able to perform some different operations within the database. So SQL, as we went over in the first video, is the structured query language, and it's used to perform different tasks within a database, such as typical Crud operations. That's create, read, update, and delete. And the syntax is a little bit different than those commands, but we're going to be going over them today. So just a quick overview. As we saw in the physical diagram, the person table is really the center hub for all of the information that runs through this database. And you can see that here, all of the different attributes that we had from the ER diagrams have been transferred over. And you can see some of the null, not null characteristics, as well as different data types, such as variable character and integers and text are in specifically this table. In addition to persons, we have geographic locations, which provide some more information, as well as behavior. They're stored as booleans, but within the database, they're expressed as 0 and 1. 0 being false, 1 being true. Geographic locations, as I said before, contain hospitals, which you can see here, as well as occupations. And as you can see, there's really no personal information being stored. The unique identifiers, which automatically increment, are really a great use for specific implementation. And then the zip codes, being a primary key for geographic location, help to specifically identify a location. All right, so let's take a look at some different CRUD operations. So first we're going to look at is create, which in SQL world is going to be insert. So we're going to be inserting a geographic location here. The persons table, you can see there's a zip code in Philadelphia that doesn't exist in the geographic location. So we're going to be inserting that right here. The way that the syntax works is it starts with insert into. We're determining what table that we are inserting our data into. And we want to insert into geographic locations. We want to insert some different values. We want to insert zip code. We want to insert population density. We want to insert air quality. We want to insert housing type. We want to insert metropolitan area. And then we want to insert some different values. So we're going to type in values, and then we're going to have the zip code, which is 19004, the population density, which is 3,407 people per square mile, air quality, which at this time of recording is 41, type of housing, which is a house, which is a string, so we need to put that in quotes, and lastly, we have metropolitan area, which we're in Philadelphia, so that will be true, represented by a 1. And enough with the semicolon. Press go, and we have a row that's inserted now. All right, next we're going to be taking a look at the read function. Read is done by the select function, by the way. But it's really helpful because we can also perform join and take a look at a mix of different tables. Joins we can do with the different foreign keys, which are really, really helpful. So if, for example, we wanted to perform an inner join, which uses data from one table to reference data from another table. For example, if we wanted to see the ages of different people that live in a metropolitan area, if they live in a metropolitan area, we can use the zip code to figure that out. So we would select the person ID, the geographic location, and the age data from these different tables, and from person's table we can interjoin using the foreign keys of zip code. Interjoin geographic locations on persons dot zip code equals geographic locations dot zip code. And what that'll do is generate a table with the given fields, and we can see that persons 5, 6, and 7 with these different ages. 2 of them live in a metropolitan area, so we can use the join function to get specific information from different tables in the same view. All right, so let's say we have some data in our database that we need to change. Something changed, and now we want to update it. So that we're going to be able to do that with the update function in our SQL language, where we can update the persons table. And set the zip code to 18601, where the person ID equals 2. And as you can see in the persons table, currently person ID number 2 has a zip code of 18602, but when we update it and take a refresh look at that, their zip code is now 18601. All right, so lastly, we're going to be looking at the delete function. So if you want to delete a specific entry in the database, we are able to do that. So with the delete function, we can delete from a specific table, in this case, the persons table, with a specific condition where the person ID is equal to 2. And as you can see in here, of course, the entry is there, person ID 2, but when we run this command, 1 row is affected, and person ID 2 is gone from our database. All right, that's a quick look at some different CRUD operations that you can do with SQL databases. SQL language is very flexible and allows you to run some different commands that really help you to be able to manage your database.